Hello and welcome to Desi Doll Diaries. I'm Sheetal and I would love to start by wishing you a very happy new year. I hope it's not too late to be wishing you a happy new year. I do know we're well into the month. But either way, I just hope you had a wonderful start to the year. I know. This video essentially is my book haul for the books that I bought in December. I did buy quite a few, but a lot of them were from charity shops, so I'm not going to feel too guilty about it. But there were quite a few that I bought. Anyway, I've bought so many that I am going to be on a book buying ban for at least the first month of the year. I was planning on doing it for the first quarter. I don't think that's realistic. I know that's not realistic, but anyway, I've got a lot of books, so let's get through them. And then if I've got time, I will go through my January TBR, or I'll have to do that in another video. The first book I picked up this year is Taste Like Shakkar by Nisha Sharma. Shakkar actually means sugar in Hindi, and the reason it called out to me was, well, the cover. I love the colours on the cover, but also the illustration and the title. I had decided that I wanted to start introducing more diverse authors and topics within my reading. Does that make sense? I think it does. And I mean, I'm British Indian, so this is written by an author of Indian descent. And what really called out to me, other than the colours and the illustration, was that, I mean, it says it's a hilarious follow-up. Oh. Okay, I won't lie. I just saw the fact that it said hilarious, and anything that's funny really just, I mean, I'm there. So I didn't realise it's a hilarious follow-up to the breakout rom-com Dating Dr. Dil. If it's a follow-up, I wonder if I should read the first one. In the hilarious follow-up to the breakout rom-com Dating Dr. Dil, Nisha Sharma adds Shakkar and Mirch Chili to Shakespeare's iconic comedy Much Ado About Nothing for one sweet and spicy love story. Oh my gosh, this is how bad I am. I picked up the book literally because of the title, the author, and the cover. Yes, I pick books by their cover. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. I love Much Ado About Nothing, so the fact that this is a Desi take on it is right up my street. But now I'm thinking that I should start with Dating Dr. Dil. So let me know if that's the case, if you've read either of the books or both of them, or if you've just heard about whether that's the right way to go about it. But anyway, that's the first book that I picked up. The next book I picked up was Honey and Spice. It's by Bolu Babalola, and this one was actually recommended or mentioned by Nikel from Nikel's Nook, who I absolutely adore. She's a fairly new booktuber, and I would highly recommend checking out her videos because she just has such a lovely, warm, cozy vibe. Yeah, I just really love her videos, so I'd recommend checking her out. But she mentioned this book, and as I mentioned, I just want to be more diverse with my reading. Another author recommended by one of you lovelies was Tia Williams, and this book actually was on my list for a while. I didn't realize it was written by her, but when I saw it I thought, yes, I definitely have to pick it up. It's 7 Days in June. 7 days to fall in love, 15 years to forget, and 7 days to get it all back again. I think that might be quite fun. And again, it's just described as hilarious, romantic, and incredibly sexy. So definitely looking forward to that. I don't know if that's going to be a bit more of a summer read. If you've read it, let me know. Does it give more? Should I hold off? Is it more summery vibes, or do you just recommend getting tucked into it straight away? Let me know. The next one I picked up is my non-fiction. I think I only actually bought one non-fiction last month, and it's Dopamine Nation by Dr. Anna Lemke. Sorry if I've got that wrong. All around us, people are looking at their phones too much, eating too much, drinking too much. Our world is addicted to fleeting, distracting pleasures that get us nowhere. Dr. Anna Lemke provides a clear way back to a balanced life. This year, I have promised myself to just invest a lot more time, research, and put a lot more action into just making my life a lot better, mine and my family's. I started putting a lot of habits into place last year, following a lot of self-help books and videos and podcasts, and yeah, this one has also been recommended to me, so I'm looking forward to reading that. And then I actually picked up these for my daughter, and I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of these books I do pick up because I love that my daughter loves to read, but I often look forward to reading some of these as well, because I think they're ideal palate cleansers, to be honest. Especially if I've read something really intense that's lingered with me, that I just need to get out of my mind and move on from, or just if I fancy a bit of light reading, then I picked up The Land of Stories. This is actually the second book, The Enchantress Returns, and it's part of a series by Chris Colfer. And the reason I picked it up is because I actually got, sorry, it's so bright, isn't it? Sorry, I hope that doesn't affect the viewing too much. The sun's come out, but it's been snowing the last few days. Anyway, yeah, I picked up the first book, The Land of Spells, in a charity shop last year, and she absolutely loved it. And I think it's one of the books that have really got her into reading a lot more. This and another one, which I'll touch on in a minute, but that's book number one. So earlier this year, I saw book number two, and I picked that up for her, alongside picking up Ben Miller's fairy tale collection. And the reason I got these is because she was gifted, I want to say, the day I got stuck in, it's not a fairy tale, it may have been story. The day I got stuck in a story, perhaps, I don't have it with me right now. But basically within this collection, there's also the day I fell into a fairy tale. And that's the reason why I picked it up, because I think it was between that book and The Land of Stories that have really amped up her reading. That and the Dogman series. They're like comic books. I picked these up for my daughter, and I'm sure she will love getting stuck into them. I may actually decide to read them myself. Okay, hopefully this is a lot better. Sorry if it got a bit too bright before. The last two books that I bought for my daughter I actually picked up from the charity shop, and I am going to be completely honest and tell you that I picked them up solely because of the covers and the map makers and the hat makers. I'm not too sure which one came first, but let me just show you. Look at that. And to be honest, anything with a gold effect wins me over almost immediately. But it's giving me Caraval vibes, just this bit here, which I have started reading and I absolutely love, but I'll talk about that later or maybe in another video. And then there's the Hat Makers, which, as I said, is possibly, I think this may be the sequel. They're both by Tamsin Merchant, and I believe there may be a third as well. So let me know if you're someone that enjoys reading, I don't want to say children's books. I mean, she is a child and they're aimed at children, and there's nothing wrong with it. Also, let me just say, I am of the believer that it is extremely important to keep the child inside of you alive, and that is possibly why I do enjoy reading children's books. There you go. I'm just going to call them children's books because I don't know what genre that falls into, but they are aimed at children, so why not just call them what they are? Anyway, those are the children's books that I've bought, and then I'm just going to get into the adult fiction. We'll start off with Claudia Carroll's The Secrets of Primrose Square. If I'm completely honest, I'm not too sure why I bought this book. I don't know what it is that made me pick it up, because I haven't heard of it. You never know what goes on behind closed doors. Escaping a scandal back home, Nancy hopes to find comfort in the beautiful city of Dublin. but a new landlord is absent and there are already some things about him that don't quite add up. Next, sticking with the Irish vibe, I picked up Graham Norton's Forever Home. I absolutely adore Graham Norton as a presenter. I do believe I've read one of his other books. However, the fact that I don't remember it isn't very positive. But I'm going to give him another go because, like I said, I love him as a presenter and I love this shade of pink. I know that makes me sound so shallow, and perhaps I am being a bit shallow, but either way, I'm going to give Graham some love for now, and we'll see how it goes. I think I heard about this book, which is why I picked it up, and I may be wrong, but I picked up The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. A fantastic. She came from nothing. They had everything. Now there's only one rule. Winner takes all. It sounds fun. Next up is an author that's all over BookTube and BookTok and all over the romance category, and that is Ali Hazelwood's Love Theoretically. I mean, she's got so many books that I didn't know where to start, and I've heard mixed reviews. For that reason, I wasn't too sure which one to go with, but I saw this in the charity bookshop and I was like, okay, universe, you can choose for me. So yeah, let's see how I get on with this. Next, The Secret Life of an Uncool Mum by Serena Terry. It just looked really, really funny. I think what won me over is she used to want it all, now she just wants a nap. Story of my life. Not now. Now I've got a bit more balance, but with I'd say the first 5 years of being a mum, twice. I feel like this will be very relatable and I'm expecting it to be very funny. The next book is by an author that is new to me but highly anticipated, and it's Sally Rooney. I saw Normal People, and I feel like it's one of the ones that's had the most amount of praise that I've come across anyway, so I'm really looking forward to that. Normal People is a story of mutual fascination, friendship and love. It takes us from that first conversation to the years beyond in the company of two people who try to stay apart but find they can't. Something tells me that this is going to be very emotional, and I need to plan it well. What I mean by that is I just need to make sure I lay it in between some easy reads, some happy good reads. You get the gist. I've got two books by Matt Haig, and I've got The Midnight Library and The Humans. Heard so many good things about this book, and I've been wanting to I don't know why I haven't read it up until yet. It's definitely it's one that's been on my list for ages, and then I saw this next to it and I thought, oh, Matt Haig, double whammy, why not? So I picked both of those up. I also got a double whammy of, I don't know why I'm saying double whammy so much, but I've got two books by Mark Haddon. The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. These, I don't know, I just felt drawn to it, and again I just thought, oh well, if he's the guy that wrote this book, then I might possibly enjoy this one. Which, come to think of it, probably isn't the best attitude to have when I haven't read this book. I'll let you know how it goes. And my final two are, I don't know if they're part of a series. I mean, they're not related to each other. Let me just go through. So I've got The Kabul Beauty School by Deborah Rodriguez. And I feel like, well, it says it's by the internationally best-selling author of The Little Coffee Shop of Kabul. I don't know whether I should read that first one and then read this. I don't know if it's a continuation, whether it has anything to do with the other. In a little beauty school in the war zone of Kabul, a community of women comes together with all stories to tell. So I don't know whether I should pick up the coffee shop of Kabul first, or whether I should just get stuck into that one first. And then finally, I've got Evermore, which is, I believe, the sequel to something. So I'm pretty sure this is a sequel, which means I'll have to get my hands on the prequel before I read this. But as you can see, I picked up so many books, so many that I'm not going to, well, I don't need to be in any rush for that. And I think I'll finish off with my January TBRs. Honestly, there's not many on there. So I'm currently in the middle of Caraval, which I absolutely love. I won't get into it too much actually, because I'll do that in my January wrap up, but it's definitely one that I would recommend if you're looking for some fun and fantasy. But yeah, like I said, I think yeah, I'm halfway through this one, and I have already requested for the follow-up from the library. So I finished the Ruby in the Smoke, which is the first book in the quartet, and I immediately started on this one. But whilst I was reading this, I did realise that I've got this one that I do need to, I don't know if someone else has reserved it until I try to renew it. But if I try to renew it, then it renews it from the date I've tried rather than the end of 3 weeks, if that makes sense. So it's kind of a guessing game, but it's good because it keeps me on my toes and it makes sure I make time to read. So I'm loving this and I'm enjoying this as well. But I mean, I've literally just started this, and then I picked up Caraval, and I really want to get back to this. So yeah, I think this I'll be done within a couple of days, and then I'll move back onto this. And once I've read The Shadow in the North, I do have the other 2 books as well. Whether I can renew them or not, I don't know, but I'm not going to get into them straight away. And that's because of the final book that I actually requested in, and this I have no doubt would have been reserved, and so I'm going to get stuck into this as soon as I've finished. Oh, should I finish this first, or should I go straight into Happy Place after finish Caraval? I'm not too sure. I'll see where the mood takes me and how long I've got left. I actually don't know. That's all for today. Sorry it's taken me so long to upload between my last video and this one. As I said, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm looking forward to putting out a lot more content. So if you have read any books that I've mentioned, then please let me know if any of them should be on my February TBR. If any of the ones that I mentioned being part of a series or sequel, or if I've not been too sure, then please let me know if you do think I should read a certain book before I read the books I bought. And if that makes no sense but you have still stayed till the end, then I thank you very, very much. I would love for you to subscribe and help my channel grow, and I wish you a very lovely day. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.